Chevrolet Cavalier Third Generation, 1995 to 2005. The Cavalier received its first total redesign for 1995, with expanded dimensions and more aerodynamic styling, taking minor design cues from the fourth generation Chevrolet Camaro. Some of the basic styling cues remained, however, such as the bumper-integrated grille, the coupe-step beltline, and the charcoal-colored bumpers on some base model cars. Coupe, sedan, and convertible options were offered, however the wagon model was discontinued. The car now had the available option of 15 and 16-inch wheels. By 1997, the Cavalier became the best-selling car within the entire GM lineup. For the third generation, powertrain options were limited to inline-4 engines. The option for a V6 engine, which had been available in the first and second generation, was dropped and replaced by a new 4-cylinder of similar power output. Base and RS models still retain the 2.2 liters pushrod 4-cylinder engine, 2.2 liters OHV, of the previous models, which was primarily mated to a 3-speed automatic, but was available with 5-speed manual in the 2-door models, in particular the RS models. As of 1996, a new 4-speed automatic became available in any trim. The Z24 and LS convertible used the 2.3 liters LD2 Quad 4 engine in 1995, but they received a new engine in 1996, the 2.4 liter DOC LD9. This engine could also be special ordered on a 4-door LS model. This engine produced 150 horsepower, 112 kilowatts, and 155 pounds-feet, 210 Nm, of torque and was used until 2002. In 2000, the car gained a minor facelift consisting of bigger headlights and an improved grille, lost the Chevrolet text badge at the trunk lid and gained a new Cavalier badge along with new 5-spoke hubcaps. The 2.4-liter engine came mated standard with the Getrag F23 5-speed manual transmission on the Z24 models, or with the optional 4-speed automatic on both the Z24 and the LS models. The Z24 only came in 2-door coupe models until 2001 and featured a sport-tuned suspension, 16-inch tires, alloy wheels and improved interior electronics. Aesthetically little changed from the other models other than a ground effects kit and taller rear spoiler. In 2000 a 4-door Z24 sedan debuted, featuring the same mechanics but having a less sporty body. The Z24 trim also received several other upgrades including a wider front sway bar and FE2 sports suspension for better handling characteristics, and less aggressive ABS anti-lock braking system. In 2002, the 3-speed automatic was dropped from the base models equipped with the 2.2-liter, and the 4-speed automatic became the main offering across the entire lineup, with 5 speeds still available in the 2-door cars. Also, the RS was replaced by the LS Sport line, which featured the new Ecotec L61 motors, 140 horsepower, 104 kilowatts, and 150 pounds-feet, 200 Nm, torque. These engines improved fuel economy, featuring the same displacement as the GM 122 pushrod engine, 2.2 liters OHV, while maintaining most of the power of the older LD9 motors. The new Ecotec motors replaced the GM 122 pushrod engine, 2.2 liters OHV, in BAS models in 2003, and became the sole engine choice in the entire Cavalier lineup until 2005 when the Chevrolet Cavalier was replaced by the Chevrolet Cobalt. A GM Eaton M45 supercharger kit was also offered for the Z24 trim as well. The supercharger kit was developed and tested by General Motors and could only be installed at a GM dealer. This upgrade increased performance considerably due to a pressure of 4.7 psi, which in turn added approximately 40 horsepower, 30 kilowatts, and 40 pounds-feet, 54 Nm, of torque increase, raising the Z24's ratings to approximately 190 horsepower, 142 kilowatts, and 195 pounds-feet, 264 Nm, of torque. Facelifts. The third generation Cavalier had 2 facelifts. There was a minor one in 1999 with new front and rear bumper fascias which included revised headlamps and taillamps for 2000 models. There was a more extensive refresh in 2002 for the 2003 model year, which included a complete new front-end design, revised taillamps with a full-width rear reflector, a new rear spoiler and rear bumper fascia. Safety. The third-generation Cavalier earned several low scores in crash tests by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Also, as fatality risks statistics rated the Cavalier among the highest rates of driver deaths, with 150, 4-door, to 171, 2-door, driver deaths per million registered vehicle years. Average for the Cavalier class, small, was 103, 4-door, to 134, 2-door, driver deaths per million registered vehicle years. These gave the 1995 to 2005 Cavalier a poor overall score in their frontal offset collision test. Toyota Cavalier. 1998 Toyota Cavalier Coupe, Japanese export model with amber rear turn signals, right-hand drive and flecked red-gray interior. Toyota Cavalier Sedan, Japan. As part of a wider effort to avoid additional restrictions on exports to the US, the third-generation model was briefly sold in Japan by Toyota under an agreement with GM, badged as the Toyota Cavalier. Aside from the fact that it was right-hand drive, the Toyota Cavalier also featured a leather-wrapped shift knob, steering wheel and park brake lever, wider front fenders, amber turn signals for Japanese regulations, power folding side mirrors, side turn signal repeater lights on the front fenders, and carpeting on the inside of the trunk lid. Interior seats were often flecked with color, and the rear seat had a fold-down armrest. Vehicles produced from February through December 1998 were available with a leather interior equipped with an automatic transmission only. All models featured wheels borrowed from the Pontiac Sunfire. The Toyota Cavalier was available in 2.4G and 2.4Z trim levels. While all Chevrolet badged Cavaliers received a facelift for 2000, the Toyota did as well with the updated center console, headlights/hood/front bumper, tail lights, in colors available. TRD made a body kit and rear wing for the Cavalier, available exclusively in Japan. The car was sold only at Toyota Store Japanese dealerships. The Cavalier was not the only GM product sold in Japan. The Saturn S series was sold at Saturn dealerships, some former Isuzu dealerships, from 1996 until 2003, and some Toyota Visto stores also retailed Saturns. The Cavalier was entirely produced by GM in the USA at the Lordstown assembly location, and sold from 1995 to 2000. The 1996 to 2000 Toyota Cavaliers came equipped with a 2.4 liters LD9 engine, while the 1995 used a 2.3 liters Quad 4. Due to the engine displacement and width dimensions, 1,740 mm, 69 in, for the coupe, 1,735 mm, 68 in, for the sedan, exceeding Japanese government regulations concerning exterior dimensions and maximum engine displacement, it was not considered a compact, so it was sold as a normal class car like the Toyota Mark II and Nissan Skyline. Prices for the coupe started at 2 million yen for the coupe, and 1.81 million yen for the sedan. The final Toyota Cavalier was imported in 2000. Toyota Cavalier with amber side and rear turn signals. The introduction of the Toyota Cavalier was not the first time the Cavalier was sold in Japan. Yanes Co., Limited, a Japanese retail dealership that started importing European and North American vehicles soon after the end of World War II, sold various GM products including the Cavalier. When the decision was made to sell the Cavalier as a Toyota, this disrupted operations at Yanes. When the Toyota Cavalier was cancelled, Yanes continued to sell Chevrolet and other GM products. Yanes also provides complete maintenance services for all vehicles sold. Due to higher than typically average vehicle inspection costs, a fair number of these vehicles are re-exported as Japanese used cars, most notably to Australia and New Zealand. Production of the Toyota Cavalier ceased in June 2000. Despite Toyota making considerable efforts to sell the Cavalier on the domestic market, the Japanese public perceived the quality of workmanship to not be up to the standard typically expected of locally built cars. The car was also introduced while economic conditions in Japan were beginning to decline as a result of the collapse of the Japanese asset price bubble or bubble economy that ended in the early 1990s. Production. Most Cavaliers were built at Lordstown Assembly, although they have also been produced at Southgate Assembly, 1982 model year only, Lansing Car Assembly, 1996 to 1998 Coupes, Lansing Craft Center, 1996 to 2000 Convertibles, Janesville Assembly, Ramwa Sarazb, and Leeds Assembly. This car was discontinued in 2005. The last Cavalier rolled off the assembly line on October 6, 2005.